Hello, everybody. We're back. We're back with the new account stuff. We're going to get our trials run for the day out of the way, and then we will be doing Carlock stuff. Carlock variants. Hey, there's our 5,000 corrupted gems reward for the bug they had. That's nice. Who is not in here? Lazel is not in here. Do not want to replace with Belushi. But maybe Briv? No. Oh, yes. We got a yes, but there's somebody else that's not in here. Oh, it's Fluff. And I guess we're going to do Mirror. Okay. Restrictions. Oh, yeah. James Charisma. 11 or higher. Yeah. How far are we going? 775. Let's say 15 minutes. Probably it. We can off these, hunt for some epics. We already got the two main epics we need, and we're just trying to get more. Why not? Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's the ultimate. Whatever. That's fine. That's still 3 epics. If they end up there, they very well may end up going into our pushing team. So epics for legendary effects is working. So Sergeant, J-Dog, Delcoon. Oh, I forgot to update the code. Hold on. I knew there was something I forgot. I knew there was something I forgot. There's the list. Today is the 5th. There it is. All right, at least this one isn't sketchy like yesterday's. All right, there we go. Now it's updated. Haley. All right, code is updated, so I should probably actually use it, right? There you go. And that one. And there we go. And hey, Landis. Everything else. Yeah, we got our 6 time gate pieces. So we'll want to do a time gate in our rotation as well if we have time. Finished all the Kairos tier 4s. Nice. We did yesterday variant 1. All 4 tiers. Variant 2 and 3, no. Kairos formation layout is a little rough for the fallbacks in their current state for me. So we're gonna do Carlock stuff today. So Kyr now has 3 epics. We got the 2 important ones: Invigorating Radiance and Specializations, 3 and 5. Those are the big ones. This one, actually, if you can only get one, like if you could choose, this would be, and you could only have one, it would be this one, the biggest one. It's the biggest one, but they're both pre-stack. It's just slot 3 is a bigger pre-stack, like a much more impactful pre-stack. And that means we'll have, when we use them, we'll have some buffs. Fine. Not amazing, but it's fine. Getting closer on the core. I don't even want to know why that's recommended in your feed, J-Dog. I was watching Dune Awakening content before the stream started. While I was prepping everything. It's interesting seeing how different people are approaching, you know, the new end game. People in guilds have a it's definite advantage. Because you can have someone who's like, well, I'm not really a combat person in a guild, and then they can just go into the trees for like crafting. and like one person can just be like, I'm going to be the crafter that does and someone who does the crafting repairs and stuff with all the bonuses that come in that crafting specialization tree, and someone else can be, well, I do resource gathering, and multiple people could be in that and do that tree. And then there's the people that are like, okay, well, we're going to be the ones that are going to go out and farm all the blueprints from dungeons and stuff, and they go into the like sabotage and combat. They can specialize a lot more, whereas I have to generalize as a solo player because I need a little bit of all of these things. It's going to be a little, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I need one more. Like when I get to later tonight, I'll do one more of the Landsride quests, and I'll be level 10 in the crafting, which is just as far as I wanted to go into the crafting, and then I can go grab like 3 levels in sabotage. It'll give me some decent bonuses, and then I'm just probably going to be focusing on combat, just so I can get in and more easily kill everything and survive. I did my first dungeon run last night, like the new labs. I did like the poison one, just level 1, just the easy, but I'm like, how easy is level 1? They did a good job. As a solo player running in by myself in what normally is group content, it scaled really well for me as one person solo. Really well. You know, I could still see that, okay, there's challenges here that you've got to overcome, but like, yeah, I can see getting a little more power and just starting to go up, pick up levels, make it harder and harder on myself. You know. Hey, I'll pull you back, man. How is the new champion? They are non-binary, so yeah. So they, them pronouns. They remind me of Yul Brynner and the King and I. Well, I don't know about that. I don't actually remember that. They're real strong. Kyre is real strong. Yeah, even without a lot of gear, they throw down a real big buff. It's not going to show up immediately. They have 2 pre-stacks. One is their spec choices, so the formation build around. And the right-hand spec seems to be the easiest one to build around because it counts good champions, but it turns everyone adjacent to Kyre good, so that's helpful. And then the pre-stack, like the one of their other ones, the other pre-stack is that's the slot 5, and the slot 3 is based off stuff that it's a per area ramp. So when you get to the point where you start ramping that, it starts adding a lot. Mars claims not until you get 10k level. I don't know. I don't know what Mars is claiming, but Kyre's strong. Kyre was throwing down E30s yesterday for me as a brand new champion. That was solid. That was real solid. Miss the lack of blacksmithing content. You miss auto blacksmith. Yeah. Well, look, they need to just make a decision at some point. Like, are you going to make that just make it permanent? Because it is super helpful for new players, or just not. I don't know. Maybe not do it at all, because it really just it's such a big benefit that I don't know, that when it's not there, just if the event almost feels bad. So there's a bug that one of their feasts is obtained from gold chests. Well, it isn't. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. That must be Discord conversation. I don't go to the Discord. Yeah, I would love for auto blacksmith to be a permanent feature. I know that would upset like all the gearless players, but this game isn't balanced around. Decisions shouldn't be made about gearless, about, you know, people just choosing to play some really difficult, challenging thing. Shakira says, at first it looked to me like Kyra was only slightly stronger, but once I put them in a formation that wasn't just instant killing everything to allow the invigorate radius stacks to build, I was seeing well over E170. Yeah. That's the thing. Hey, look, I was screwing it up. I will continue to screw it up. I just gotta get used to new champ, new pronouns. Yeah. But yeah, it's the when you get to the point where everything isn't dying instantly, that's when their power appears. That's when their power appears. So yeah. That's the one thing that's difficult to like demonstrate when we're first unlocking a champion. You've really gotta push deep and then throw them in. Because until you get to those deeper areas, you can't tell. Can't tell just how much power is there. Need an evil fee for the nah. I wouldn't. I mean, then they turn everyone around them good. That would be weird. Nah. Yeah, that's just Cass. That's just Cass. How are we doing on this? Yeah, so we're now into the harder. It's now taking, you know, it's going to take more of the days to get through this, clearly. One of the problems, I feel like these two are stuck. Either they couldn't do anymore, they just chose not to. So it's up to the three of us down here. That's gonna make this one challenging. But we'll see. I mean, we're at the point where, hey, day 4, you know, yeah, this makes sense. And then, you know, 5, 6, 7, like then it should zip down. We'll see. We'll see. This is gonna be a challenging week. It's gonna be a challenging week. Well, it's just for trials. We're on tier 7, so as you get up into like 7, 8, 9, 10, like if you don't get, you can have 2 people who are, yeah, this is a new account. You can have 2 people that aren't super contributing, but then the other 3 really have to do all the days. And so it's just going to be interesting to see how much it zips as we kick off, as we complete 4, 5, 6. Can we get it done before day 7? I don't know. Maybe. I think there's a chance. But we're just getting up into the higher content, and you know, there's chances that accounts like mine, you know, might run into challenging restrictions and not do as well, right? Because it is easy to race through these tiers now. So you get people who are on newer accounts at higher tiers, and check this trials about 2.5 days. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's down enough by day 3, like here, that it's gonna finish. It's just that this is definitely, you're seeing that it's gonna be more challenging when a couple people like get restricted out. It looks like more like they had restrictions than it didn't let them do super well. Hey, Xenobite. We need. Where's Kyra from? They're a CNE original. Yeah, Mars's head. Mars has been working on, well, I don't know how Kyra started, but Mars said this character basically got started like 2 years ago? A year and a half to 2 years ago, and finally is now arrived in the game. Sometimes you'll play around with concepts until you get the right combination. Oh, they're not. Yeah, they're not from any books or anything. No. J-Dog, yeah, sounds like he's pitched several characters over the past couple weeks. I'm sure people pitched lots of characters. Yeah. I mean, they're basically like, hey, anyone got any ideas? I mean, you know, Dylan's made a couple, right? I mean, Warden and Lazaps are Dylan's creations, basically. So, you know. Now Calyx and Kyre are Mars's. Just like, wasn't Vin Ursa was oh god, Trevor's, right? Wasn't Vin Ursa Trevor's? I think I could be misremembering. Briavor. Yeah. Belushi is Aaron's. Yeah. Well, Aaron has Aaron has a lot. Yeah. Right. We have exploded a volcano. Well, there's probably a plasmoid in the source book, right? But there won't be someone named Vin Ursa. Okay. So Grand Revel. Carlock, time to Carlock and load. Let's march. Joins formation. Only champions in front 2 columns can deal damage. They put her in the front. Those jerks. She can't be moved. How dare they? Do we want to start? Yeah, we want to start with that one. Okay. So we want to go fast as fast can be. All messy. You want to maybe... Well, magic. They're gonna be a buffer. We're going 12 hundo. Let's do 15 minutes and see how... I don't think it's going to take us 1200, but I think maybe 30 minutes would. Any words on the legendary system rework? My words would be impatience. Oh wait, no, you meant from the devs. Hey, there's supposed to be a dev insights today, so maybe ask there. I've got a couple questions on my list for dev insights, so hopefully it actually happens. But like the last we heard, it was, you know, they wanted to release it in the first quarter of 2026. Having not heard any announcements yet, I would say probably safer to say first half of 2026. But, you know, well, they don't have a deadline. They would like their deadline was, hey, it's going to be the big release last year. We're going to have it out last year. And then Justin, you know, about halfway through the year was like, I screwed up and didn't get it done. And so then everything moved to like, yeah, it would be great, but and then they had to nail down like its final form. And apparently that took a while. And then when they did lock it down, they basically said it's now so big it's going to come out in the first part of next year, first quarter of next year, because it's now all encompassing of Trials and the Forge. Originally, it was just going to be the Trials part. They were just going to rework Trials. But now the rework is apparently so vast that they have to do Trials and the Forge at the same time. Yeah. Lee says on the last Dev Insights, it sounded like there was some third thing that they're not naming tied up in the Trials and Legendary reworks. Well, if they haven't talked about it publicly, then... Oh. But what we know is that the Trials and the Forge are getting reworked completely, and that if you have to do both at once, that means it's really they're messing with a lot of interconnected stuff, right? And what's interconnected between the two? Well, the scales are. That's the only thing that's connected. So something to do with how everything works is changing. But no public comments yet on what. And yes, I'm saying public purposefully. Until information gets shared publicly, that's all we can talk about. So you sign an NDA? No. I don't think I have. There's a term that I first learned in the gaming industry that can apply to all kinds of industries, and it's called friend-DA. So like that. Where you don't sign anything, but you keep your mouth shut when they tell you stuff, right? And you know, and it's one of those things where it's not like they're going to come after you legally if you talk, but what it means is they'll never talk to you again, right? So you keep your friend DAs intact. Oh no, we failed on this one. It's not even if you want to keep your job, it's just like the first thing that would the video game industry is small. It's even smaller now than ever before because so many people have been fired and so many studios shut down. But it gets around real quick if you're not someone that can keep their mouth shut, right? MC, thank you for 5 months with Prime. Much appreciated. Cheers. Play Batman says, I'm closing into level 10 on most legendaries that matter for my trials group. Nice. I would just get them all up there, but sure. And from then on, I don't want to push towards 15 or whatever, but it might be the way to get to 2,500. Oh, it is. Yeah. Continuing up on the legendaries, because look, 10s are going to basically make, you know, if you can use that group in tier 4, you know, for events and stuff, you smack tier 4 on the button. And you never have an issue with it. Like, that's just kind of the way. It's kind of the way that works. Already smacking. Okay, good. But getting to, you know, getting to 2501, that takes, you know, more. You just got to keep going up if you want, if that's a goal you have for yourself, right? If it's not, you know, figure out what else you want to do. Like I think, like I've said this after we've with lots and lots of experience, I can now look back and say on my main account that I wish I had just tried to get 5s on everyone first, like 5s on all of my main pushing groups for trials and patrons first, and then gone back to do 10s on the trials group, like on my deep push group. And then maybe start, and then either, well, and then probably just tried to put 5s on everyone that, to make sure that anytime I used someone, they were consistent. I think I would be close. Like, I think that would have been a good way to like try to distribute power. And I think it would have worked out pretty well. For you know, doing variants and stuff. Because outside the whole mastery challenge thing, which I don't care about personally, there's no reason to go to 2501. Right? So, mostly bored and perhaps exhausted on the game right now. It can happen. Stop doing patron variants. I'm not doing the patron weeklies for the second week in a row. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I stopped doing patron challenges a year or more ago. So yeah. I mean, once you get, the thing is once you get full epic, patron currency isn't as important anymore, right? Once you can get it and maintain it. then all you really need is your Modron component chest every week and your time gate piece if you want to keep hoarding time gate pieces for future reasons. But there isn't a whole lot. There isn't a whole else you need patron currency for, because you're going to get item levels from a gem farm, right? Like, so you're not using. You know, there's some people will be like, well, you can get like full shiny. It's like, yeah, but you can get that from a gem farm. Like, it's just the path of least resistance is the gem farm, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that's what became the path of least resistance in the game. And at a certain point, like, yeah, grinding out all the patrons, there just isn't, you know, the perks aren't worth it. At the higher tiers, like for the amount of effort that goes into it, they're just not, you know, and there's no real reason to grind all of it out. And they just kind of did things in a way that didn't lend to progression being tied to actually completing all this stuff, which is unfortunate, because then people just stop doing stuff. Yeah. Well, gem farming isn't meant to be something you watch. You just kind of fire it up and go AFK, and it becomes idle champions, right? So, yeah. Yeah. And that's why we play other games too, right? Why I do the new player stuff, you know, makes it kind of fresh again. You're doing the part that's actually challenging and fun and interesting again. And you're seeing how things have changed, and you're maybe doing it with different groups, and yeah, I like that. Helps me keep the guides updated. We may be working on a little today. We'll see. Yeah, I should have used this. Devour is making this take longer than I would have liked. I don't know, we'll see. I think it's gonna take one more. That'll be fine. No auto blacksmith is an augment this event, Ethel. That's what it is. Auto blacksmith is an augment, and they didn't have that this time around. Oh, speaking of, they just gave out more corrupted gems, so I can get another froggy. I didn't even use the other one. I need to use the other one. You know who deserves the froggies? Like Kyra's beefy and could deserve the froggies, but we are spreading them out. Yes. There we go. Into our pushing group, as is appropriate. Wow, that's wild, MC. One up on another instance of the notary. We need a different group for getting through that. Okay. Esmeralda needs to come in. Way better. Way better, right? Okay. All right. We were working on the new player reference. We had completed milestone 1, which is now Tales of the Champions. Is your first milestone in the game. Hey, Lurking Rainer. Why not Bobby in the front row? Because he's not a tank. At the moment, he's the DPS. At the moment, he's the DPS. But also, he's not a tank. I know Ellie will accept there, but she has to be there to buff Bobby. Yeah, also he's 8. So milestone 1 is now Tales of the Champions. And then after milestone 1, the next section is planning ahead for events and natural time gates, because we need to explain that right off the jump now, because it's, you know, it all feeds together really quickly. So we completed that section. Now we need to do milestone 2, which previously was Azaka and the turn back time global blessing, but will not be anymore. Milestone 2 will now be prepping for Vajra, getting the well, it's not even prepping. I think you'll have the champions for Vajra around that time. And split the party 1. I don't know. Working towards those goals. So doing the 15 adventures in Waterdeep while time gating whatever champions you need to fill your bench seats to do split the party 1. Because you'll have Hank and he'll have been feeding you lots of time gate pieces. Yeah. But you may have had an event or a time gate. You may already have it, right? Yeah. Theme update for Idle Champions? It's not reflecting for me that way. But, oh well. So if I what do I have to do with this stuff? We might want to use this. We're gonna want to use this later. Oh no. It took out more than I wanted it to. Oh no. Come back. Baby, come back. What happened? No, I only took out what Oh, there it is. Scrolled me down. Scrolled me down. Okay. Second milestone. Funny because Patron Vajra and Split the Party 2 used to be after Milestone 2, and now Patron Vajra Split the Party 1 become Milestone 2. Alright. Unnecessarily MC. They're all separate platforms. They could get pushes at different times. What happened? We fell over. Why did we fall over? Because Eliwick is up front. That's why. I mean, that's a valid reason. That's a very valid reason. Let's just move this familiar over here and see if we can keep going. Please kindly put the guide up on the screen. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. We'll hide a little of the white flash. Not all of it, though. Not all of it. Fortunately. Unfortunately, they still need to put in an accessibility filter for excessive brightness. It lets you just gray out the screen a bit. Because this is just too much. Just too much at times. Wow. Arlock died because she's not a good tank. Sucks. There we go. There we go. Alright. Vajra is currently the easiest patron to unlock, as she simply requires you to complete some basic adventures in Waterdeep Dragon Heist while also collecting a total of 30 champions. Start with the core 12, and then the Tales, and then Tales of the Champions delivers 12 plus alongside whatever you might get from an event and or time gate. So it's time to get Vajra's Waterdeep adventures done and set aside her payment so you can unlock her right away. Alright, we fell over again. Alright, you're coming out. You're coming out. Oh, no, that's not. Oh, alright. Okay, Bobby. Yeah, that's better. We need a lot more damage, though. So how do we want to get a lot more damage? We really want Yorvin in. Let's get rid of... oh, we need the speed. Mark for Yorvin will be a lot of damage. We didn't actually level up, or we weren't hitting the ultimate on Rust, so let's go ahead and bring in Strongheart. Bobby's intelligence is what? 9. Okay, so he's getting a buff from BBG. Technically, I feel like we want to just wish she wasn't locked into the front row. That really kind of screws us over here. Well, we'll see what happens. Okay. All right, here's what the formation looks like. We put Strongheart in and Duke Ravenguard and Yorvin. Get a little more damage. Diana's gonna have to come out at some point. Okay. Did I put this somewhere? Patron checklist. No, that's not. I don't care about. Let's to update. Oops, I reference. Close that. Where's? Nope, those are those. Ah, no. That's. Dang it. Do I not have? No. I do not. Oh, here it is. New account info reference. That makes sense. That's a good thing to call it. Okay. I need this image. Okay. Let's change this. Feel like that. Okay. 1,000. Oh, let me just rip. Okay. What the heck? Why did it stop that? That's weird. Okay. And now we got steamrolled again. Because again, she is not a good tank. All right. We need to just rebuild this. How the heck? Do we just want like fallbacks? It's gonna be interesting. I'd have to be there. Baldric, here. Inside. All champions in the columns. Okay, so that's fine. That. Tess has got to be like there. Interesting. E59. Hey, Selam. Okay, here's the formation that I built. It's not the greatest, but we're gonna do what we can with it. Wait a minute, why? Oh, shit. Nope, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. Shoot. Clearing it again. I forgot. The restriction on this is only the front two columns deal damage, so Kazran would have to go here. They would have to go here. Valentine would have to go here. Hess would go there. Baldric all the way in the back. Lark. Lenzel could go there. Russ would go there. That's it. That's what we wanted. Not as big. E52. The E52s. It's the Idle Champions B52 cover band. The E52s. But that's more than enough damage to get us where we need to go. Okay. So Bud Shack is a little old place where we can get together. The Bud Shack, baby. Bud Shack, baby. No, Bud Shack works. Okay. How does Human work? Very well. Human works in different ways based off where they're placed in the formation. So you read this in their kit. When they're in the front column or columns, depending on how stretched out the formation is, they have a speed effect. Where in the back column or columns, they are a generalized buffer. When they're in the middle column or columns, they give bonus damage against bosses and remove segments, armored segments on bosses. So it depends on where you place them. And then there's an adjacency thing, like getting them adjacent to people can help with stuff. You just got to read through their kit. Okay, so we want access to patroness. What they can sell you. Peace every week. Peace every week. This can help you pick up and gear. Pick up new champions quicker. And later on, we'll help you gear them up. Well, we just pick up new champions quicker to build out. Speed, groups faster, well as unlock other patrons faster as well, since they all have a requirement based on having a certain faster. access, split left, RD1, 2, 3, faster. And unlock. Yeah. Once you have your first mode core, they're also the only reliable way to get mode run component tests, as they'll each sell you one a week. There are other ones, patrons. Oh, well. Second, patrons. Each patron also has a familiar which helps you automate, which helps you fill out more automation for your party. Okay. Second, patrons have lots of available. That are permanent bonuses that you unlock with their lock by completing their events. Save functional blessings. Favor blessings. Blessings. Get all your blessings. And global. Buffs. Oh, we cleared 1200. We cleared 1200, folks. All right, let's get out of here. That's tells us we completed 1200 and we get 4 of the chests and 900 of the corrupted gems. All right, next up, this is the best day. We're in the front again. Why do they keep doing this? She's a bad tank. And I guess the Carlock's variants exist to teach you that she's a bad tank. That's so unfortunate. Just another example of how they did Carlock dirty. Between that and her pad pull bonus. So sad. Starts with a Fury Burst and range abilities unlocked, and animated Clive also does formational damage against enemies reduced to 1 until Carlock has at least 20 rage stacks. This includes click damage. Carlock gains an additional rage stack whenever any other champion in the formation attacks. Okay, that's fine. So it won't last too long. Why are you giving me that? We're gonna go back. Get Clive in the back. That's so good. We're gonna do the same thing. Second verse, just like the first. Right? That's how we do this. Okay, Human up front. Should start things off. This time we're only going to 800. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, we're down a champion. I'm trying to think, you know, we just had a good amount of power, but we're down a champion. We had just the damage we needed to have completed this second. I think we could have completed variant 2 if we had the 10th champion. Oh, there's a chance. You know what? There's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. So we're gonna chance it. We're gonna see. When we get there, we're gonna see what happens. We might pull 14. I don't know. But we're gonna give it a shot. Right now we're chasing the last 2 epics for Carlock. That's really the only reason we flex Carlock. We already owned Carlock. And that got us closer to our pity timer. It didn't get us what we wanted, but it got us closer to the pity timer. That's it. All right. Yeah, E360. Yeah, we need 376. And we weren't ramping anything, really. So that's why I'm like, oh, there's a chance. There's a chance. We'll see what happens. Okay. Okay, second patrons have perks available that are permanent bonuses you can unlock by completing variants. They functional like blessings and they have both local and global mobs. Are damage bonuses, while others have different functions. These can be very helpful in your overall account. While we won't be chasing them right away, we want access to them to what little bonuses will early just to smooth out our progress. Okay. Oh. Anything else I want to talk about? Yeah. Really it. Once unlocked, I want to do a couple low variant or 2 so you can get the influence you need to open to access. In this will also earn the currency to buy. Display on. Don't need to do my stuff for her. As all you really want early on is that every week. Later on in our progress, we'll do a mini patron round. Access to more stuff. I'm saying we a lot. I realize that. I need to change it to you. Am I doing that everywhere? Here I was doing you. Okay. I was even doing you here. You want to access first off, they can sell you time. No, you won't be chasing them right away. You want access to one. Just to smooth out your progress. Once unlocked, you'll be able to see let's need. Your progress. We'll do a mini Patreon. We'll get you access to. Wow, access to. I'm saying. Wait, there's one else. Let you buy the vanilla here. Anything to all of it. As long as you are doing patron challenges each week, or just doing one banner patron and a week, can keep you locked up on currency for your purchases. No reason to really grind patrons initially. Okay. And of course, this is going to have like one of these reference things down here. Just going to have access to. That's with the party. What's material? We want patrons 101. Did we link that already? No, right? This is time gates, speed champions, gold farming. That's the video playlist. Blood blessings, items, consumables, terminology, formation, tanking. Okay, this is where we want. This is where we want patrons 101. And why can't I see it? There it is. Okay. And we'll also. Oh, okay. Okay. So. Working towards two champions in each bench lead. Access is the party adventure. If you aren't there yet, start making these choices now. Either in an event or by a time edit done ASAP. Hey, Onyx. Up a mode when core is slow and lengthy process as a new player. We want to get that ball rolling. Just knocking me out. That also means access to and patrons. These just give you the points you need to build and direct flow in the drop forms so they deliver power to the finish. And cores and load up can add 100 plus pairs of power to your formation, which makes completing content much easier. Load cores are also a source of automation in the game. On-side failures. Automation and load in saved formations. Familiars. Buffs. And even reset runs automatically, enabling AFK gem farming. We talk about gem farming? No. So we can link to it now. Right? Hold on. Yeah, it's not my document. Okay. So we can put in gem farming 101 here too. And probably no. No, we don't want that thing. Now just understand there a lot of different things to progress and it's going to be doing okay, so what we put in then is progression on that one. Because the planning head section is literally about Hollywood and speed teams, which is gem farming. Okay, so this is second milestone. And planning ahead. Patron Vajrans for the party student. No. No. Cutting this stuff out and we'll use it potentially in other places, but this part can go away. We're on to, so that was that. We're on to this. Hey, Ratscan. Doing pretty good. Working on the new player reference update. So it more matches the current state of the game and trying to knock out some Carlot variants. We did the variant 1 and we did it all the way through tier 4. We're guaranteed to do tier 3 here. I'm actually going to attempt to do tier 4 here. I'm not sure if it's going to be successful. We're down a champion. And that could affect things. Oh, hey, we can do a notary. Notary. Boom. What feat did we get? Strongheart specializations. Okay. Good for him. Contracts. All right, we're working on not Eliwick. We're working on Human. Human, yes. Human to 200. Where we're at on the progress. Eliwick's already at 200. Yeah, 172. We did tier 4 variant of the new hero. Same. Yeah, we did those yesterday. I did tier 1. The variant 1 I did all the way to tier 4, and the other 2 variants I did to tier 3 for Kyre. Yeah. Different champions can have variants that are tougher than others, and you get stuck on them sometimes. All right. Better. Yep, that's better. That was better. It's the first event after returning. Stop for 2 to 3 years. Well, glad you're back, but yeah, it can. The new events take a little getting used to. You just kind of gotta. Like, not all the variants were designed. None of the variants were designed to go 4 tiers until year 9 champions, basically. Maybe the last of the year. I mean, until events 2.0 came out. So it can be rough. Come on. Come on. Nope. All right. We need more damage. All right. Time to put the actual group in, I guess. Let's see what we can make. None of the other variants were designed. For a split second, I thought you were going to end that sentence there. I mean, the early ones. Talk about minimum required contribution. All right. So this is going to be odd. Going to be odd, but we're freed up a little bit because we don't have to put Kazran up here. We are going to have to put like, Vajrana, yeah, here. Aldrich can go there. Lark can go there. Tess will have to go there. And then we want like the strongest buffer we have, which it's left is probably Lae'zel. Probably, but not necessarily. Ooh, 520. What time? $330s. 330s pre-ramp. We got to get to like 376, so doesn't look bad yet. Yet. Gar, yeah, Gar's fine. That's what I prefer as a shortening, because I am not, nor have I ever been, of the Sands. Launched the game for the first time in a few months. I think I see your issue with that Raven Guard stuff. Yeah, it's a little rough. I know it's doable. I know if you sit down and plan it out, it's doable. It's just something that they sold as content that new players, you know, newer players would be able to do when it was released, so that they don't feel locked out like the other campaigns. I just don't feel like they delivered on that concept, or they mis-explained it. accidentally or purposefully, I don't know which. I don't know. Oversold it, maybe? I don't know. Probably oversold it. We're getting E52 Uggy. If Clive weren't in the back, we'd be getting an E59 Uggy with Kazran all the way in the back. Yeah, that's the thing. If you don't read it, and a lot of people don't, you end up totally screwing yourself, right? And you could be screwed forever. Functionally forever. I mean, you know, there may eventually be a way that you could make it happen, but you could really, if you put your strongest champs in the first one, not understanding, just because you're like, oh, I'm just going to knock it out, which is how most people do variants. Yeah, you could really hurt yourself. Okay, so back to the guide. So we've got Patrons 101, Split the Party reading, Progression 101. So we're getting people understanding the concepts of the things they're going to have to raise for progression early on. We're giving like pretty consistent homework, feels like. 3 posts, 4. This is a video lit playlist. 4. Well, that's a video guide. Yeah. This, of course, all in the first milestone, which is rough. You know, the way I did it before, I was just realizing we're injecting reference material into milestones. We could do that with we should do that with everything. Why not? I just copy this. Oh, event planning guide. Right in the middle of that. And we remove it from here. This is Time Gates Speed Champs Gem Farm. Yeah. Or Gold Farming, excuse me. Yeah. Okay. The patrons. We want to take the patron one. Cut it out and put it here. And then leave split the party and progression down here. Yeah, okay. I like that a little better. It also breaks up, like, hey, this section is going to lead to this, so it cuts these walls of text up a little bit. Makes me feel a little better. Everything is so confusing at the start of the game that it takes words to undo the confusing. Hopefully. Hopefully that undoes the confusing. Okay. So then we're going on to talk a conversation about Eliwick and building a speed team. Gems of progress, electrum chest, gold chest. Yeah, okay. This is an important conversation. And but I'm kind of like, maybe we move progression 101 down here. I think we do. Okay, that's fine. We're moving things around. Progression 101. I'm also going to want Speed Champions 101. Not what I meant to do. Do this. No. Gem farming 101. What am I talking about? Gem farming 101. Jeez, Garwar. Okay, there we go. Hey, Shevik. Hey, books befriended. Collect 2,500 books with Kazrin. Nice. Nice. So. Ballywick and a speed team. Ballywick and a speed team. All right. Now that you've got a bunch of champions, and another round for them to talk about team that's going to make your life easier. Yeah. Right. I don't really want to have this conversation. I guess we'll do two very important things. I'll do complete content master and earn you more gems while doing so. This time is more time spent each day in the game actively leading content is content is limited. The ability complete things faster means you get more done each day. Which pretty straightforward concept. Be champions. Enable this. Nuns, on the other hand, a major source of power. Throughout the game. No, just a major source of power. Major source of progress. How many can they buy you familiars to automate things? That's giving you a quality of life boost. There. Also buy chests. And the chests are power. Their power. Oh. As explained earlier, items as explained in the items consumable 101 guides. Linked earlier. Eliwick has ability on deck of things that provides a gem bonus from boss fans based on the green card she draws into her hand. I'm gonna need to link Eliwick's guide. Just realized. Means so just by animation with a green card or two, you can earn more gems for completing the same content. Fantastic. Actually, I may just do this. Yeah. Hashtag. Go read up on Eliwick. You're willing to not to get her on an event where I date right away to get this party started. So picking up Eliwick, it's time to flesh out more of your speed. Say more because you already some speed champs by a tail. Yeah. In here comes. I'm not even going to go into that. At some point, we need a Tales of the Champions guide, and that's where that would go. Did I specifically call out Hank up here? We did. Time for Hank. 98 pieces, blah, blah, blah. We want to put Hank's guide here. People can read up on the scavenger ability. Okay. We got like 200 areas to go. This is the hard part. I knew we could. I knew we'd clear 1200. We have the 322 clears 1200. We need 50 more bud to clear top and end. Oh, he died. Oh, he died early because of the freaking devourer. That's frustrating. All right. This combo of Farlock next to King of Shadows is great because his damage triggers are rage stacks. I still hate that she's in the front row. The worst. It's the worst. But it's what it is. Now we run into problems. This is what I was worried about. She doesn't have the health, I don't think, to do this. Yeah, she's just a bad tank, so we tried. I mean, I think we could get damage if we weren't dying. like this, we could get the damage we needed. Fortunately, she can't tank. Fortunately, she can't tank. We can give her some. We can give her some health instead of damage. Raise her bud base damage. See if that helps any. Somehow we got some damage. I like big books and I cannot lie. All you other readers can't deny. Yeah, real easy to get out of sync on Twitch. Don't worry. This is the problem. King of Shadows just wrecks her. And then she starts taking damage and zeroes out. Yeah. Just taking damage from everybody else. Dang it. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, I don't think we can do this. We're at 1271 and we're having survival issues, so it was a good attempt, but them forcing Karlach to tank when that's the worst thing for her to do in this game was just real bad decision making on the devs' part. Yeah. Okay. Not gonna beat my head against that wall. Okay. So that was variant 2. They're still stuck in tier 3. All right. So now we could need to clear 1,000. Obviously, we know how to do this. But other than Karlach, immediately chance with strength 10 plus, charisma 13 or plus. This is a Zerial restriction. Can we do 1,000 with a Zerial restriction? I don't know. We're about to find out. Look at all these champions that aren't available to us. Really? Blushi? Really? Okay. I mean, I don't know who's our DPS is going to be yet. Wow. Okay. Well, this is bad. This is bad. Are we cast DPS in it? With freely for the potential. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Okay, so not Blushi. There's just better options here. Could just move her back. Oh. So this is definitely a cast formation. Problem is it's gotta be like here. And then BBG can't be in here. And then we're doing Minthara. I don't want there yet. Freely for the hope of some Bud's Buggy action. have Duke Raven Guard, so Strongheart is on the table. Phrasing. Like that, maybe, right? Hold on. Yeah. Okay. And I guess we do him all the way in the back? Oh, it cannot be moved. She can't be moved or removed in any of her variants, and it sucks. They should have allowed her to be moved, just not removed. It would make this, yeah, it would have made this much more functional as a variant. I need one more champion. Wait. Do it? Yes. Yes, we've got one more gap to fill. Can't use Blue She. It's unfortunate. I don't want to use Briv. That's not useful. Well, you know what? For the moment, yeah. This is silly. But for the moment, we'll use him. Okay, so as for neutral champions, do I have a lot of neutral champions? Not in the, no, because they're talking to neutral on the good and evil axis. So there's only one. What's her stacks at right now? 6. Oh, we want 7 at least. Okay, so we do want the neutral. Gives us 7. Carlock's going wild magic. Freely's. This one doesn't really matter. This, we want 6 stacks to embrace the shadow. Do that one. Okay. It's gonna take a little longer. Because there isn't a speed team in, really. Damage is what we like to call in this house, garbage. Oh no. Garbage. We have garbage damage. We need E269. Oh man. Now Humon's gonna come out eventually. As is Briv. Humon will get replaced with Duke Raven Guard. I'm gonna get replaced with Duke Raven Guard. Don't know who Briv is getting replaced with. It can't be Aliwick. It might be Kalai. It's gonna have to be Kalai. So bad. That's what it is. Wow. Yeah, Lee. Boosting your legendary levels, over the next couple weeks will help a lot with clearing stuff out. Same for me. The damage is garbage. The damage is garbage at the moment. I've got 27,000 scales. I just need to do some forge runs, right? But the problem we really had in that variant too is, there's the same problem we have here. We're gonna have here, and that's that Carlock is in the tanking position. And in Idle Champions, she doesn't do that well at all. In Baldur's Gate 3, she was great at it. Frustrating, right? when you try to come from one and do the other. Yeah. Okay, back to the guide. Picking up Bellywick, it's time to flesh out more of your speed team. I say more because you already got some speed champs, five tails of the champions. First up on the list, if you don't have her already, is Diana. This is she's first. There's for multiple reasons. She has an efficient speed effect that works on every area. And she delivers one shot. Like Hank, she's a scavenger. But for electrons. This works out great early on because you've got lots of imps from tails that don't have any gear. And electrons will gear them up. Up to blue inner organ for the time. Probably gonna want to then. Oh, wrong. I clicked on the wrong line. Well, no, I think those are linked in the gem farming guide. Our guide is linked there. After Diana, champions. Human. Sentry. Human, Sentry. Already got Lizelle. MBBEG. Range of speed effects. Will be while also giving yeah. Clear content faster will also be more of a good gem and AFK farm group when you are not actively playing. You can find farming and farming. Okay, that's not bad. %28 off instead of 25. I don't know. I have no idea, Iliandros. I don't really see that stuff. So I don't. Yeah. No idea. Yeah, I think this is good. Or just a planning ahead section. Oh, we need to. Okay, so we did the gems. We did the electrum chests. All right. Champions. Up. Up to full epic items. This is going to take lots of chests. Well, that's what gems are for. This will set you up for 2 other forms of progress. Collecting a chest. And patron chest base epic spawn around to check. Once you're full epic, uniform arrangements, new tab, it's available. If you buy just one things, buying your gold chest, spending your gems. Spending your gems on the gold chest. Option this way guarantees you a feed every purchase, whereas it's pure luck when just opening. Just opening, but and see here will help you work on the 400 plus gold chest the game is also means that spending excess patron currency each week on chests is on the table as opening them before this would result in an epic going to one of those called champs, which would feel wasted since you can get them from spending gems instead of instead of more limited patron funds. Alright, I think we're just gonna leave it at that. I understand why we're saying these things. Milestone 3 is Gem Hunter Blessing, Dritz Strahd, not Dragon Bait or Dragon Bait. This goes over here. And this is this part, right? Yeah. So I chopped that out and I can put it back in. That's why I didn't just delete it. I don't want to have to type it up again. I'm lazy. Okay. 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 Is the root beer always gone? Ratacat, thank you for the Prime sub. Much appreciated. Laziness is the driving force of progress. Is it? I feel like I'd get more progress done if I wasn't lazy. But hey. But hey. Okay, 230s. Yeah. We're fine. I think. One of the problems here is that having Cass as your DPS, the Devourer keeps just randomly killing people. And so we're losing our, the mortal stacks. And we're just not getting them, I should say. It's not like we're losing out on them. Hey, there's one of our epics. So we beat the pity timer. Now it just has one epic left. Fuck yeah. Yeah. I was hoping we'd just get it done with, and then it wouldn't matter what we get out of it. Okay, large bounty. Sure. Dump all these. Okay. So we just have one more to go right here. Oh, and that means I can come over here and I can turn that into a legendary. Boom. Boom. She's got another legendary to level up. That's what we were trying to, that's all we were trying to do, because she's a support in our fallbacks team. So he's potentially going to be our third champion to get full epic on. First was King of Shadows, second was Anson. Warlock might be third. Warlock may very well be the third. Okay, so plan to head back to the Sword Coast and grab some things before we progress further. First off, with all this newfound power, we'll want to do a deep favor run so we can make everything else we attempt here super easy, as well as get ourselves lots of blessings. Why we? You, Jesus, you, god dang it! I did the wee thing again. We. French all up in here. No, you don't want to do different than everything else you attempt here. Super easy, as well as get yourself lots of blessings. Yeah. Did I do the Wii thing up here? Do it without even thinking about it. Yeah, I'm just going to search for we in this document. Wherever powered, thanks. That's not weekend. Week. No, this isn't what I was looking for. Okay. Okay. A lot of these go away because we would have already done that. All of these. Up into these intentions. Play. Innocent. This master. Here in the dark, on our team last quick one. Okay, let's see if we can. Let's see. Now you should earn a lot of favor, and all the variants now shows difficulty easy and be green. If they're not, don't attempt them. Instead, go into free play. Go back into these best intentions. Yeah, that's it. These intentions. And push for favor again. I choose when starting a new account. Wherever powered friendly amps, persistent buzzing, pure energy, already chicken beast mode. Those are not in no protect order. We have a solid amount of favor in sword cost. Been a typo in this forever. Sword cost. You can level up click damage high enough through most of these variants to complete them just by clicking to kill enemies while familiar. The strategy does not work without favor. Then most others wouldn't either if you couldn't level up your champions. Fair. It's fair. Rider, I opened 54 Electrum chests upon unlocking Kyra yesterday and got a Nat shiny on the item that buffs the invigorating ability. That's the good one, yeah. That's it. Is the good one. To complete an under dark cartography, no, under deep cartography, will gain access to variant that unlocks Dritz to overdue rendezvous. This journey may also run into a natural time gate. We can fair about that. This variance restriction is fairly straightforward, and you are down on one champion slot as the middle of the formation layout is taken up by an NPC version of Dritz. That it does not help you at all. Once you complete this, you will have a new evergreen champion. You're gearing up with regular silver and gold chests. Lots of evergreens. There is at least one ever like this this and all the campaigns. Two. So we get used to this format as you know, this unlock format as you will be doing this regularly. Or regular. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Starmat. After let's on as questions through the story adventures. There's to get to Barovia. Here's what that looks. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of shinies. Yeah. Okay, where are we going? We're going to 1,000 on this one. That's right. Are we? Oh. We gonna make it? Oh, that doesn't have. Oh, that guy needs updated. Wow. I just opened a champion guide and it didn't have the table in it. And that's frustrating. E269. We are nowhere near that. That's okay, but we still, again, Humon's gonna leave this party. Briv is gonna leave this party, so hopefully we can get there. Gonna do full tier 3 with my new account. I did it last event. Second event ever on the account we did full tier 3s. And we did the first variant in tier 4 for every champion we unlocked. This event so far we did we did full tier 3, but we did variant 1 for Kyre at tier 4. We did variant 1 for Karlach at tier 4, but then variant 2 is tier 3, and variant 3 we're trying to get tier 3 done. Karlachs are a little rough because they make us tank with her and she's not a good tank. So far, we should be able to just fully, we shouldn't regress in our progress. We should be able to fully tier 3 everyone we unlock in this event. By the time we got 20 days roughly of progress left. By the time we get to the end of the event, I'm hoping we can complete at least one champion fully in tier 4. If not, at least more of the variant 2s for tier 4. But, we're a ways out on that. We're a ways out on knowing if that's going to happen. In the last event, at the end of the last event, we were able to hop in a free play and go to area 1400. We have more power now because we've been putting out more scales, leveling up legendaries. We've got 26,000 more scales to spend, so we have power available. We just have to get it applied. And we're on our way to earning 26,000 more from this week's trials run. So, yeah. Yeah, fully completing tier 4 on a single champion is a stretch goal, basically. I don't know that it's gonna happen, but it's a stretch goal. Jeez, he died so early. Devourer sucks for King of Shadows. You almost don't want to put King of Shadows in early. You want to leave them till late when we're doing this. So if we have troubles here, then that's what we'll do. We'll leave out King of Shadows as long as possible. Bring them in later. Stupid Devourer. Stupid Devourer. Okay. I need the here. I need Sword Coast. Underdeep Cartography goes into the Silken Swamp. Into supply suppy runs. Into suppy run. Supply run, okay. That adventure node. The one. The node next to the long saddle. Where you will do. This Ravenlaw is the access. Adventure to Barovia. Okay. Oh, I guess I could have done that again. Completed Barovia appears on a mini-map at the bottom right of the Sword Coast map with a button to click on to send you there. I only need to complete the following storyline fully to escape Barovia and qualify for Patron Strive. Oh, I don't think this is gonna... I think these have to be these. I don't think the numbers will continue. That's the problem with Reddit. Let's see, I have selected for the champion. Which is his evidence. Okay. All right, 950, and we're having... Oh, because people died, because Devour. Yeah, there we go. So we only lost one person. Can we clear this? Potentially. No, they're dead. They can't do their ultimate. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? No. No. Nope, can't clear it. That did it, though. Still couldn't unlock Ren, not enough champs. It's... Yeah, you have to have a lot. And they have to be well developed. Ren is, again, a reverse spreadsheet unlock. So you have to have... You got to plan your teams in advance. They all have to be solid. Well, the high level ones need to be solid. That's why we call it a reverse spreadsheet. You list the spreadsheet off, and then you build it from the bottom up. Full teams from starting at the bottom, and then smaller teams towards the top. think we're gonna make it. I think I said son. I said I think son. I think we're gonna make it. Haven't even swapped in Duke yet. Which we could do right now. Just trying to get past 1,000. And we got it. We got it. We got it. We're going to be fine. So here's what we're looking at now. Swapped out Humon, swapped in Duke Ravenguard, swapped him with Esmeralda. So Esmeralda's getting faster attacks off Strongheart whenever he crits. There we go. Did it. All right. There's our tier 3 completion done. Our fiery friend. All right. So we're good with the event for now. We need a water deep push. A water deep push. We'll do it in Mysterious Summons. Basically, we need a forge run. We need a forge run. That's what we need. Start. Oh, let's load it down. Is this? Sure. That's good enough, right? Doesn't have the feats in, I can tell already. It's old enough that we don't have the right feats in. Both of those. Don't have Mysterious Love. All right, deep push means hour-long potions across the board. Even though we're not gonna spend an hour in this, but okay, Carlock, can we get that last epic? We did on the very last chest. That means I don't have to spend any event currency on her at all. So we did it. We're full epic on Carlock. Mama K all the way. All right. So we can give her her last legendary. Yeah, and we can come over here and we can go Helm. This is where we're, oh, good. One of hers ended up in Helm because we needed Anson's, and now we'll get Carlock's. And then we're going to try to take Anson, Karlach, and King of Shadows up to like 7. Up to 7. I'm not worried about the backup team right now. This is a backup team. I'm worried about the main team. Okay, this means that right now I could spend a bunch of these firements on Kyre. Here for Kyre. We don't even know. Verse has his gold find item. Human has their speed item. Because this is a limited play account, I may not flex anyone else. So let's do let's do 5 Kyre chests. These are dupe items. Can we get another epic? We can. Look at how fast we beat that pity timer. Okay. Oh. Okay. There's 2 epics out of 2 chests. Kyre's definitely getting full epic this event. This is why I didn't spend all the currency. I'm like, I'm just going to buy 5 chests because you never know what's going to happen. That's Kyre full epic. That's a full epic Kyre, folks. Wow. That was some streamer luck right there. Yeah, three epics and 5 chests is some serious streamer luck. So the question then becomes, so we've actually been using Valentine in the fallbacks formations. And we haven't given her any legendaries. We need to do that. There she is. Okay. So one went to Kellenvor and the other went to Torm. Oh well. Do we want to... What is a fallback? No, the fallbacks formation. A fallbacks formation. It's an affiliation in the game called the fallbacks. It's these 5 champions. This is the affiliation basically I run as a main on this account. Like this is what we use for our pushing team. It's a fallbacks team. So these 5 champions plus 5 more that complement them and let us push really far. So I've been using Valentine in that because some of the formation layouts don't let us place the champions optimally to receive for Kazran to receive all the buffs. And thus we use Valentine to transfer buffs to Kazran, who's the DPS of that group. I'm feeling like, you know, when we're not using Valentine, we should be trying to use Kazran. Are you going to get a spring forward team soon? Look, I didn't write the books. Fallbacks, spring forward is the evil group that the fallbacks are fighting against, right? Is that how? No, that's not. But that would be funny. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Letty has. So I don't know. I'm like, I'm torn. I feel like we've been putting Briv in for reasons when we need a second tank. But in a situation where we have a single tank, we're either going to use Valentine or Kyre. So let's just do the thing. Just do it. They are strong. Kyre, they them is strong. It's real strong. So okay, 1 in help. So 1, 2, 3 items that need to go up to 5. And then we'll see if we can get to 7 on them all. Briv is a spring forward kind of champ. Yeah. Down to 20,000 scales, so it's going to be interesting. I think the bigger thing is, what's her helm? Oh, her helm is 54. So we're going to spend 12. We'll be at 42, then I think we can get to 7s. It's going to be a 6-7 kind of scenario, but I think we can get to 7. I think we can get to 7. And third milestone in the guide is done, I think. 100 Blessing Dritz and Patron Strawn. Patrons once unlocked. A variant R2 to influence to access the Planning Ahead was Patron Strawn, not anymore. Planning Ahead is now Mert. Oh, poor Mert. I enjoyed playing the new account more than I mean. Sure, I guess. I don't know that I think about it that way. Here's the thing. On the main account, I don't have any motivation to complete patron variants, and that's all that's really left. Right? I just don't need to. I could go out and I could like, it would be a very short thing. I would go out, I would target some of the newer, higher area goal ones, and I'd max out all my patron perks. And then I'd be like, well, now there's no reason to do the rest. Because I'm full epic, I'm a minimum 1,000 average item levels. Like there's little, there's little things I could clean up and make sure that everyone's at 1,000 and yada yada. But it's very much just kind of waiting for the trials rework to see what that looks like, how that changes. What I would do on that account. So over here we're completing stuff. It's helping me write this guide, but we're also getting a better idea of what the mid game looks like for newer people, because you're there so fast now. Wow. Wild. Open merge. Split more party 2. So we had a patron mert somewhere. A patron mert and split the party was the other one. Oh. This needs to go up here. Oh, I did put it there. Jeez. Good job, past me. I think that maybe should have been here. Okay. Yes, it should have. Okay. Okay, we're back from the outbreak. Foxy Alley, are there any, better pick that champions available in the event that a newish account should really have? I mean, the thing that I'm always saying is you should be trying to choose whatever gets you closer to 2 champions in every bench seat first. That's for split the party, which unlocks your adventuring parties. And then once you have split the party 1 done, split the party 2 needs 3 champions in every bench seat. So with that in mind, all things being equal, Human is an amazing speed champion that is high on the recommendations list to pick up as soon as possible. Briss is a strong buffer, but also a strong gold find champion that I would put high on the pickup list for new accounts. I have them on this one. This is my new account. Also Carlock, strong DPS champion, also strong support champion, not a good tank at all, but high up on the pickup list. Yeah. Shout out also to Birdsong, strong DPS or strong support. Ben helps you with patron challenges. She makes them go faster. Avalar is now pretty solid as long as you have Farida and Mahen to build a group around. Calyx can be a strong buffer, also has a speed spec. Vi can be a strong buffer, also is a speed champion. Stay away from Paulton. Presto kind of only exists if you're going to do the Saturday morning squad. His scavenging ability is not great. Brother Uriah is a Black Dice Society affiliation. Like, you're going to do Black Dice Society. But stay away from Paulton. But yeah. Chevik says Gar's suffering from 9-jumpitis, and yeah, that coming off the back of getting the 9-jump, which really kind of burnt me out on grinding, and then walking face first into the Windfall unlock variants, I'm still dazed. And confused. So the new account helps clear that. Hey, Toy. Okay. It's pretty straightforward in terms of access requirements. You'll be gaining champions from both those milestones and also protecting against events, which will, you'll be gaining champions. Both from time gates and events once you reach 20. We're from. You should have already. You will have already passed its champion requirement of 20, but it is a 2,000 item levels requirement. That is the slower progress. Yeah. But item levels by opening chests for gear and also using blacksmithing contracts on champions. We are gonna have to. Is it in here? Event planet blacksmithing contracts 101. There it is. Gems on chests is outlined in the gem fire. We'll let you get you efficient progress towards the 2,000 goal without slowing all your other progress. It's just going to take time and lots of gems. Follow the tips in the Blacksmith Contracts 101 guide for efficient use of those as well. Also, yes, spending 3 time gate pieces to unlock Marg has a higher priority than spending them on a time gate or event flex slot. Yes. Yes. Where's my... Oh, I didn't have one over here? I didn't do the reference material over here. Oh, no. ROR. What are you doing? Should have been one up there. Okay. Okay, there's blacksmith contracts. Okay. What would we have had over here? So, I guess just Dritz guide? No, I don't. So I don't even kind of care. Because he's bad. That's why we left it empty. Because he's bad. Is Paulton approaching dead 3 levels of suckage? He's got a his numbers are bad. Yeah, they're really bad. Also historically his content creator has, you know, it feels like they haven't been as interested in content in game for Paulton. So so there just isn't a lot of content in the game for Paulton, and that means it's, you know, probably less of a chance that he's going to get a rework, because they really want well, they need the content creator to approve of them going, hey, of like, hey, we're doing skins and stuff and for your champion, otherwise, you know, they can't do it. And so if you just can't, if they're just not super interested in having those conversations, or they just don't have the time or whatever, then it just doesn't happen. And it just doesn't happen. So that's kind of felt like what's going on with Paulton over the years that Paulton's been in the game. It's just kind of felt that way. So, you know, he isn't a good support anymore. His gold find isn't even that great compared to other people in SOT. So it's just kind of a waste of space at the moment, and who knows, you know, he's probably lower. There's a lower chance of getting a rework. It's not a dead 3 type of situation, but it's a lower chance because he just doesn't seem super interested. Only seat I only have 2 in at the moment is number 7. So you have 3 or more, and everyone else is what I'm hearing. Then yeah, that's probably, if there isn't a 7. Oh no, that's C1. Yeah, there's not a 7 in the event, so you need to time gate. Next chance you get to time gate someone in 7, you should, just so you can get split the party 2 done. That fast core is huge. That's what I'm using right now, and the one I've primary importance for leveling, because the damage is good, but it also has speed effects. They're going to help you complete content quicker. Moreland Wisp, that's totally fine. If all you're doing is knocking out, you know, full epic gear for all the champions, and that's the last one to do, sure. You know, whatever you want. Ultimately, I'm just saying for newer players, there's just no reason to go near Paulton. And there are people who will tell you to get Paulton for trials, and that's always been bad advice. I've always just been like, when people do it, don't listen to them. I mean, look, I think he's already on the potential rework list, Shavik. Again, I think the issue is just getting, kind of like Morgaine, the issue is getting a hold of them, having those people be interested in what's involved in it, right? Paulton and Morgaine historically just have never seemed to be interested in extra stuff and more than just getting their champions and idle champions in the first place. Okay, Split Part 2 is a little more picky. wants an extra champion swap. A champion. And every bench seat that's giving you 2 or more champions in each. This requires you making decisions about what champions to pick in time gets in events so that you're working towards this goal. You may very well pick champions that are not the strongest in event or time gets simply because getting to this goal will get you more power overall in the long term. Via 22. Fast. Drone form. Hey, Star Chaser. Wait a minute. I have another write-up on Split the Party 2 done. Dude. And this whole thing can now go. Here it is. The original Split the Party I'm showing working towards 3. This is what I want. This one. The original Split the Party, I want to start working towards 3 champions in every bench seat for Split the Party 2. This not only provides you with yet another background party, but also gives you the all-important fast core. This is the motor and core you're going to want to focus on first, as it not only provides some solid pushing buffs, but also has 3 separate speed boosts you can access. Being able to have a combination of speed and power, of course, is a big deal throughout the game, but especially early on. This becomes the fast core. This one becomes in the active party times as quickly as possible. Do that down here. Means you can put your modest your second party and use that one to either complete additional content on at the same time or run automated or do automated runs to easily earn. How many runs? 20 to easily earn patron currency as well as a triple of gems. What was a triple of gems? And early profit. Yeah, that explains that. We're on to milestone 4. There are other cores than the fast one? Exactly. I just printed a handful of guards, guys, and put them in a binder. So you made a manual. You made an Idle Champions manual. Good job. You don't know how many times I've wanted to like sit down and figure out how to turn this into just a, like maybe I could put it in like a PDF and turn it into a PDF Idle Champions manual. Because all the data from all this could work as that. And then we could just tell people the RTFM anytime they have a question. So he says they just saw on the Dungeon Scrolls Discord there's a 40 book Forgotten Realms book set. There's a Forgotten Realms 40 book set from Humble Bundle, I'm guessing digital books. Include at least 4 of the Brimstone Angels bucks. Interesting. Oh, 4 minutes to Dev Insights. Good call. We're gonna save this. Crap, I'm gonna finish this Forge run, folks. It's gonna get finished off stream because I forgot. I should have just gem farmed. That's okay. I have a question for Dev Insights about a filter in the champion search for events, and another one about options for the new shop. I'll be dropping those in chat. Dev Insights. I'm hoping Dev Insights happens. Haven't seen a cancellation notice. Found following the new player reference easier on paper rather than alt tabbing 100 times. Well, I'm working on the new one, so pretty soon you're gonna have to swap that out. But yeah, I get it. Someone should make some cloth maps. Oh, don't get me started. That used to be the best thing in like collector's editions of games is when they came in a box with a cloth map. Not that you ever used the map. It was just like, ooh, cloth map. Yeah, Onyx Dev Insights is every other week until they launch without a hitch. Apparently. Have they fired it up yet? No. They will soon. Oh, no, they have. It just wasn't showing up in the thing. All right, we're gonna go raid them. I will finish this Forge run off stream. Tomorrow is Friday. I know, shocks me too. We'll be playing some Cult of Lamb Woolhaven, so we'll have Idle Champions just gem. We'll have this account gem farming up in picture. So come hang out with the Lambs of Gar. Hashtag God bless you. Friday over on Cine Games, I'll be doing the tutorial show for Grand Revel. Talk about some of the flex champions over there. 50-50 chance that Saturday afternoon there will be another Woolhaven screen. We'll see. Anyway, we're out of here. Let me get the raid going. Thanks for hanging out, folks. I'll see you later.